Guest video: L.S. Lowry. Lawrence Stephen L.S. Lowry, the 1st of November 1887 to the 23rd of February 1976, was an English artist born in Stretford, Lancashire. As a young man, he took private art lessons in freehand drawing in the evenings. But in 1905, he secured a place at the Manchester School of Art, where he studied under the French Impressionist artist Pierre-Adolphe Valette. He worked his entire life for the Pall Mall Property Company in order to provide himself with a steady income. But the firm supported his development as an artist and allowed time off for exhibitions. Lowry is famous for painting scenes of life in the industrial districts of northwest England in the mid-20th century. His drawings and paintings mainly depict Pendlebury, Greater Manchester, where he lived and worked for more than 40 years, as well as Salford and its vicinity. L.S. Lowry: "At first I detested it, and then, after years, I got pretty interested in it, then obsessed by it. One day I missed a train from Pendlebury, a place I had ignored for 7 years, and as I left the station I saw the Acme Spinning Company's mill. The huge black framework of rows of yellow-lit windows standing up against the sad, damp-charged afternoon sky. The mill was turning out. I watched this scene, which I'd looked at many times without seeing, with rapture." About the video: L.S. Lowry transfigured the landscapes he painted, and the film we have chosen has both footage of Lowry talking about his paintings and the landscape he exalted and glorified by his use of white paint and muted primary colors. This film, L.S. Lowry, 1975, was one of the first independent films ever sold to the BBC. Search for L.S. Lowry, as shown on BBC, 1975. But it shows the industrial north surrounded by coal mines and cotton mills, as it really was, and shows just how much Lowry transformed it. We get an accurate picture of just how grim, how bleak and dirty this area was, as the maker of the film recorded exactly what he saw. The bomb sites, the workers going to and leaving work, the children playing in the ruins. The crime. The fever van to take away the sick. All tinged with humor. But Lowry saw beauty in the people and landscape, making them into puppets, because that is what they were, puppets whose day-to-day lives were controlled by the factory owners. Queuing for food in the war, this was painted in 1943. Queuing for fish and chips, a staple of the working man's diet. And his figures look like puppets deliberately. Some critics have said that I turned my figures into puppets, as if my aim were to hint at the hard economic necessities that drove them. And equally important, his figures have no shadow. The term "the shadow" was made popular by psychoanalyst Carl Jung. He saw it as the uncivilized, even primitive side of our nature. We all have a shadow self. It is generally made up of the parts of ourselves we deem unacceptable: rage, laziness, and cruelty. But Lowry celebrated their lives by giving them no shadow. To say the truth, I was not thinking very much about the people. I did not care for them in the way a social reformer does. They are part of a private beauty that haunted me. I loved them and the houses in the same way, as part of a vision. And then there was Anne, the feminine to his masculine, his access to his higher spirit. Lowry holds the record for the most honors declined. Honors he associated with the very men who created these factories and enslaved its workers. Lowry twice declined appointment to the Order of the British Empire, as an officer, OBE, in 1955, and as a commander, CBE, in 1961, and he turned down a knighthood in 1968, and appointments to the Order of the Companions of Honor, CH, in 1972 and 1976. In the end, Lowry died of pneumonia at the Woods Hospital in Glossop on the 23rd of February, 1976, aged 88. He was buried next to his parents. The Lowry Art Gallery in Salford Quays was opened in 2000. The gallery houses 55 of his paintings and 278 drawings, the world's largest collection of his work, with up to 100 on display. He said, "You don't need brains to be a painter, just feelings." Other videos worth watching: Clark Art, 1957 BBC Lowry documentary.